All right, welcome to our demo. This is basically our landing page, our website, PletePeers.com. And for the purpose of this demo, I will be assuming the role of a seller, and I've been able to communicate with the buyer already. And as you can see here, you can click on any of the CTA buttons and take you directly to where you can sign up. So you can click on Start a Save Deal. And I'm a seller. I'm going to select this, come right here. Now, for the purpose of this demo, I will not be creating an account, but basically it's just for a user to fill in these details, and once they do that, they get an email for them to verify that particular email, and once that's verified, they can use that login details to get access to the dashboard, which I'm going to log into shortly. So I have a seller account, so I'm just going to go straight into that. Okay. Great, awesome. So this is my seller account. So I'm going to initiate a transaction. I'm going to create an invoice with the buyer I've been communicating with outside of PletePeers via Instagram, but we'll do that right here in PletePeers. So for us to do that, we're going to come to transactions, and we're going to create the invoice. And right here, you can see that the item under the invoice tab, we have the products tab and the service tab. But for the purpose of this, invoice, we're going to be selecting the products tab. So for products, you have the option to deliver, but for service, it's not there. So let's go straight in. I'll select sneakers, 5,000. Delivery methods, I will handle the delivery. Agreement terms. So I think for this, I would say delivery will commence after full payment into escrow. All right. I have the buyer's details. That would be Solis, email address. Solis. Yep. I think I'll leave this optional. I'll leave this for now. The address, I'm just going to put this. Locate Estates, Ibadan. So because we're having a demo, we did not actually make this compulsory, the WhatsApp number, but after this demo, it's going to be implemented for it to be compulsory. Now, this is the fee breakdown. It's quite straightforward. Now, if you remember at the invoice section, we had the item actually cost 5,000 naira, and according to our model, our revenue model, we charge 500 naira for each entity. That's for the seller and the buyer. So the escrow protection charge is 500 naira on my own side. So I would be receiving 4,500 naira at the end of this transaction. All right. If I have supporting documents, maybe like images, I'm going to put that here. I could as well just do that right now. Just file. Let's just use this. Yeah. All right. Review. So I have the chance to take a look at it again, and if everything goes fine, I can create the invoice. If not, I can click on edit. So create invoice, and okay, here we go. So invoice created. At this point in time, the buyer is going to receive an email, and also if I actually made the input of the WhatsApp number, the buyer would also receive the WhatsApp notification that an invoice has been created successfully. I can as well decide to share with the details here. So if I click on go back to transactions, I will see it's awaiting buyer. So at this point in time, I would love to introduce the buyer who's actually here. So this is where you step in. Let's hear from you.
All right. So I received an email that there was a new transaction. So I'll just click on that and you follow me with the process. All right. So it says to view transaction. Um, yeah, so it opens on my transaction tab. So it will lead me directly to the transaction. This is because I already have an account that's signed in. If I didn't have an account, it would lead me to first create an account, and then this would appear in my dashboard. But because I already have an account, it just brought me straight here. Um, okay, so um, this is what it looks like. So I just get to view the entire transaction, look at all of the details, if it's in line with what we agreed. So if I decide that okay, everything is good to go, then I would click on accept terms and fund transaction. So once I click on that, it would lead me straight to the place to actually make the payment. So you can see here that there's a notice here that says payment from OPay is not working correctly at the moment. So we got this feedback from a few of our users who were using OPay to make transactions and they were running into challenges. So we had to just put this notification here so that people don't keep using OPay, because we know that most of our users probably use OPay. All right, so you see the invoice amount. So the amount that was put by the seller is actually 5,000, but it's showing 5,500 here because the platform has a platform protection charge of 500 naira per user. So the seller pays 500 and the buyer pays 500. So that's why this is showing like this. So this is the account information. It tells you how long you have to make the payment. So once this time elapses, the account expires. This particular account number expires. So it just tells you to like make the payment. So we're prompting them to make the payment on time. All right. So this is it. So I'll just go ahead and make the payment now. So I've made the payment, it's successful. So I'll just come here and click on I have sent the money. So the platform would confirm. Good, so the payment is confirmed. So you can see that notification there, and I just got an email telling me that the payment has been confirmed. So you can see now that transaction was created, terms accepted by the buyer, and payment received. So now we are awaiting delivery from the seller. So we'll just go back to the seller now.
Okay, thank you, Solace. Could you share your email? Like, could you see the email?
Okay. So yeah, this is the email. You can see transaction funded successfully. So it gives all of the details of the transaction. Yeah.
So we're back again to the seller profile, and let's see what we have here. Okay, I think I got a notification here. All right, awaiting delivery. So now we're going to assume that I have sent the product already, and then delivery has been made. So I'm going to mark as delivered. Mark delivered. And I can also decide to chat Solace here and say, just a second, let's say products has been delivered. Excuse me. Kindly confirm. And release funds. Thanks. All right. So as you can see here, there is a countdown of 6 hours. Now it's an auto release countdown. What this means is for these 6 hours, there will be periodic notifications sent to the buyer to take action. Action would be to confirm the status or state of the products delivered or received by them. Now, if everything checks out to be as exactly as they ordered, then they can, confirm and release the funds. But if it's not exactly what they requested for, they can take another action, which would be for them to, raise a dispute or whatever that has to be done, which we're going to see on Solace's dashboard shortly. So Solace, over to you.
All right, thank you. So I got an email telling me that my product has been delivered. So I'll just show us that. Yeah, so you can see it here. I got another email that says your delivery is confirmed, right? So I'll just go back to my dashboard, to the transaction. So you can see it's a switch. So it's saying item marked as delivered, right? So it's showing so it's now for me to, I have like if you look at this here, you can see that there's a 6-hour period after delivery, where I get to, check out the product, look at it properly, decide if it's definitely what I ordered. If I have any questions, ask the seller. So this 6-hour period is just for me to check the product and make sure that it is what I actually wanted. So there are 3 actions I can take. I can choose to release the payment to the seller. If everything checks out, I can request a return, that's if it is not what I ordered, or I can open a dispute, right? So these are the 3 options. So but let's assume that everything is as it should be. So I'll just click release payment to the seller. So you click on release payment, and yeah, transaction completed successfully. So this is literally like the end of my own experience as a buyer. So I'll just hand over back again to David to show you what's happening on the seller side.
All right, thank you, Solis. So I think I'll share my screen. Now, every single transaction that occurred, I got email notification for that. So payment released by Solis, I've seen that. So the next action will be for me to release funds, as you can see here. So let me go back into the dashboard. Okay. All right, so the status has turned from delivered to completed, and I can see every single. Okay, so I can give my rating. Yeah, I can give it a 5-star rating. I can submit the rating. Then I can also share my experience in detail on my socials. Let me just go back there real quick. Come back here. Yeah, rate and share experience. And I can either share it on Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and give my own feedback to the general public. So that's for that. Now, let's take a look at all the parts of the application. Now, as you've seen, we have the dashboard. That's the dashboard, and on this dashboard we have the available balance. What this means is that for every completed transaction or successful transaction, like we just witnessed with Solis, it would actually drop in here, and it means that I can withdraw the funds here. Pending payments are payments that are actually held in escrow, as it's seen here, and then total balance is exactly how much is in the available balance, as well as the pending payment gives you the total balance. And of course, see how I'm performing this month. I can create an invoice here directly on the dashboard. I can withdraw funds, I can view transactions, I can see my financial reports. And let me hide this. We've seen the transactions already. There are different states here: pending, awaiting, funded, and up to returns. We have the financials as well. The financials gives you detailed information about how you're performing as regards your business, right? It also gives you key insight as to your top buyer, rates of refunds, the business categories. Are you performing more on goods or more on services, right? To help you make better informed decisions. Then the withdraw tab is also here. So I have this amount here. So now from Solis's transaction, I received this. So I'm going to initiate this. I'm going to withdraw this amount. Now, mind you, for a user to be able to, for a seller to be able to withdraw the money, they must actually carry out the KYC. All right, the KYC is very important, and we have 3 levels of KYC. Levels 1 and 2 have level 1 is actually for NIN, level 2 is actually for BVN, and level 3 is actually KYB. It's a manual process, but levels 1 and 2 are actually automated, and they have levels. So I've been able to do this already, and because I've done my KYC, it means that I can actually withdraw. And for you to withdraw, you can see that in the settings tab, payouts. My details are actually here. if you don't do your KYC, you can actually put in an account to withdraw. So it's really, really imperative. So now that I have this, I can actually withdraw funds. I'm going to come in right here. I'm going to withdraw the entire money, and withdraw is free. I'm going to continue. Select the account that I actually made available. I'm going to continue. Confirm withdrawal. So an OTP will be sent to me via email. Once I receive that, I can make that input here. So I'm going to come back here. Yeah, withdrawal verification code 646727. 646727. Verify, and all right. So it's actually been initiated, it's been processed. It's quite instant. So once that is done, I'm going to get a notification here as well. So I'm going to come back here. Okay, yeah, I just saw it. Withdrawal complete. Yes, so it's already my bank account. Withdrawal successful. And if I have more funds, I can initiate a new withdrawal process. If not, I can go back to dashboard. No, I'll just go back to transactions. So if we can recall, the invoice actually, the amount for the invoice, let me just click on this, was actually 5,000 naira. As you can see here, 5,000 naira. Now, our revenue model is this. We charge 500 naira per user per transaction, right? That's between the buyer and the seller. So as a seller, I'm going to pay 500 naira, and Solis being the buyer, she's going to pay 500 naira, in total 1,000 naira. Now, when the invoice got to Solis, she got 5,500 naira, and that is because she has to pay her own side of the 500 as a protection charge. Now, escrow would receive the 55, and then we take our money from there. That's the 500 naira extra, and I have to pay my own part of the bargain, which is the 500 naira. So I would not be receiving 5,000. I'll be receiving 500 naira short of the 5,000. That was why I received 4,500 naira. 4,500 naira, and I think that's for that. And then one other area again I would love to mention is the switch to buyer. Now, this feature was actually a recent implementation, and that is because most of our users, we got feedback from them, and what they mentioned was that they would love to have an account as another role, right? So we believe that everybody is a buyer, but not everybody is a seller, right? So right now, as you can see here, top left, this is a seller dashboard. Now, what if I want to actually buy something online? I don't need to actually, log out and create another account. I've done my KYC here, I've done my verification here, so it's easy for me to just come here and click on switch to buyer, and automatically my buyer account is created. And if I come to payout, I would see my details here. If I come to KYC, I will see my KYC here because I already did that in the seller's dashboard. And just to confirm, it is being showcased here, buyer dashboard. So let's switch back to seller. All right, so that's basically it, and we would love to actually have you ask any questions if you have. Solis, anything from you before we call it a wrap?
No, nothing from me.
All right. Thank you so much, Solis, and thank you so much for watching. Cheers.